Hey friends, thank you for joining in. My name's Hugh Wims. You gotta be hungry. As a famous motivator and somebody that I'm currently following on a regular basis says, Les Brown, you gotta be hungry. And as I get better and better at these videos and providing content to you guys, hopefully you're getting some enjoyment from it. Sometimes you got to do the things that others won't do to have what others won't have. So, on these, really motivational and inspirational quotes, I'm currently working on this fantasy illustrated, kind of inspired by some other fellow YouTubers. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around and take a look at it. Um, as you can see, it is um, it is a female figure, a female person of color, and she's kind of a queen and or kind of a thing. I'm going to kind of work around this and work through it. This is actually acrylic underpainting that I'm going to eventually work into oils. This is what I've been currently working on aside from my Instagram story. Those of you guys that follow my Instagram know that I've been working on an Instagram story. Um, of a dragon egg, uh, kind of a graphic novel illustration, and the like. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to follow my Instagram story. But this is what I'm working on outside of that, and I got you know, I was really inspired, when I started hearing um, a couple people talk about women of, actually people in color in general, not being portrayed into fantasy art, and I was really intrigued by that. Not only in the black community, but also in uh, the Hispanic culture and um, Asian and Indian culture as well. Obviously, Native American people aren't portrayed anywhere, which it hits fairly home to me. And oh, I have hopes of learning more and more about my culture as it goes on. But it just goes to show that you know uh, people are influenced by what they see. And if you don't see a lot of something uh, as you create, then it's just not going to be there. So I was inspired by what I saw, and I saw a fellow YouTuber and channel talking about people of color in fantasy art, and I was inspired by it, and that's well where I came from and what I got to this video. So many of you know that I've been really inspired over the past couple months in reading, and I've probably read more books in the past 6 months that I have in a decade, and that is no joke and no lie. But I'm on well pace on average to read about 3 books a month. Um, just currently finished up Failing Forward, and these books are all nonfiction motivation style books. Obviously, you know, I used to read strictly for enjoyment uh, by some great authors, Julius Verde uh, and Stephen King and all these other books, Frank Hubert, for enjoyment. But I've kind of veered away from that, and I'm just on a path to uh, on a path for you know self enlightenment. Um, and working on the self and trying to uh, follow my path to greatness. And I'm really intrigued by the thought that um, you know, why can't I have some things that the people that I'm inspired by have? Why can't I be what they are, and what can I do to inspire others? I I've spent the majority of my life helping support and uh, help others grow, um, not just in my home and family life, but the people around me, and hopefully. This channel helps provide valuable content for you guys to kind of watch my process and kind of grow with me as an artist. My intention is not to show who I am and what I can do, but my intention is to kind of build a community and build and develop relationships and kind of you know help follow me along in this process. So I appreciate every one of you, and I hope you're following along as we go on this journey. But right now, talking about the painting. Um, Yeah, obviously it's a woman of color. That's what the title is. But I was really also intrigued by the thought of these deer antler horns as a somewhat of a crown. And that kind of goes towards a Norse mythology. Uh, in particular, a fellow YouTuber, and I've mentioned Fantastic Week several times on this YouTube channel, and I give props to all those guys. But Sam Flegel, in particular, had mentioned Uller, a Greek god. Um, that kind of, and he just recently completed a painting of Uller, with of kind of these deer-like horns as a crown, and really was inspired by that thought. So I kind of, followed the same path and was, kind of inspired to do this imagery like that. So that's what I'm working on now. As far as the orbs go, I kind of did a little bit of research on orbs. You know, kind of worked on some of them. Some of them are of power, of higher spirituality, of healing, of Earth, connection to the Earth, and high energy is a red orb kind of describes high energy. Um, and then the crows in the background are in representation of uh, just just the how do I want to put it, the difficulties that we all face in life. Um, so the orbs bring spirit energy. The crows bring uh, the struggle and pain. And going back to what I was saying is, oh, I'm really promoting just following your path and following your dream, and just really trying to be the most and the best of what I can be, and providing that content to you guys kind of helps me, you know, continue on that path. I've, you know, I concentrate on creating every day. If it's not only for just half an hour, I try to, try to do the most. I try to do the most on the weekends, with this Sunday, and, make valuable use of my time away from my regular 9 to 5. Those that know me well know that I have been working on a regular 9 to 5, at least 10 to 11 hours a day. Every other week, it's 6 days a week. So it's not, I don't do this stuff lightly. I make time to create, make time for my art, and hopefully you guys are getting some enjoyment as well from it. I'm hungry for it. It's my passion. It's what I love to do, and eventually, hopefully, it is how I will generate the majority of my time and my living off of my art. It's it's a desire, it's a dream, it's something that I've had ever since I was young. I've always wanted to be an artist, um, uh, and I am. You could argue that I am an artist, but um, what is your definition of being successful and being, and making it as an artist? Is it being able to say that, oh yeah, I do that full time and that's all I do, and that's how I generate all my income? Or is it something, where you say, hey, it's my ability as an artist. I create these works of art that people enjoy, and that makes me an artist. Well, to me, it's kind of a little bit of both, and uh, maybe more of one than the other. Um, I've always, and what is successful to me and what is successful to you and others is just all determined on your mindset, and what you think and what you want and need out of life. Um, Um, I would prefer uh, to be able to say that uh, I do this full time for a living, and this is how I generate my income. But I'm a practical person. I do know that you know I have to it's a grind. It's a struggle. It's I don't like the term starving artist. I've never liked that term, but you know, you really have to push yourself to get yourself out there, and you really have to realize that if you want it, you got to see it, you got to be it, you got to live it, and that's what I'm working towards, and you know that's my dream, and nobody can take my dream away from me. My dream is my dream alone, and you or nobody else is going to take that from me, and I will hold on to that. Um, Les Brown talks about in some of his content. Les Brown talks about what is the most richest place in the world, the richest places in life, and it's not the gold mines, it's not the diamond mines, it's not the vaults and things like that. The richest places on the planet are the graveyard, because there you'll find the hopes, the aspirations, the wealth of knowledge that people die with, that have never been realized. And it's really true. If you're not living out up to your full potential, you're not living. Um, so trying to reach them, I'm trying to reach my goals. I'm trying to aim for the stars. And that's another thing too, is and it's probably something that hits home a little bit too well. You know, it's never, for me, it's never been not reaching my goals. And not managing to set my goals and achieve them. In a way, it's been me, putting my goals and my achievements too low and hitting them. Um, and when I was younger, it was more of just being afraid, I think. So hopefully everybody's doing well. I just wanted to kind of get on here and show you what I've currently been working on. I'm really excited for this painting. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to complete this for a spectrum submission that I stated that I was going to try to work towards and submit for Spectrum magazine, book, however you want to call it. But I I don't believe I'll finish it in time because I do plan on also uh, putting a oil over over painting on this, so the oils to go over this piece will probably take quite some time. So like I said, I don't expect to finish this in a timely enough manner to be able to submit it in January for Spectrum. But please follow and watch my continued progress on this. I certainly appreciate all you guys. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and all my social media. You can check out all of my other social medias if you just Google search the word or term super few. You'll get quick links to all my other social medias on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Um, I once again I appreciate you guys. Much love. I'm gonna finish it out here. Take care.